How's it going on? This is Jason, and today is Friday, April 19th, 2014, and it is a beautiful sunny day here in South Korea. And today I want to talk about the soft boy era satire and how it is causing a lot of women, not a lot, just the ones that tend to allow men to live rent free in their head, go crazy on social media. So, I made a comment like a couple of days ago on my Twitter account about something, and then someone mentioned like drizzle drizzle. I didn't know what that meant until I started seeing other like content creators talk about this whole soft guy era movement, and pretty much it's hilarious. Have you seen some of the videos of these soft guy of these soft guy era content creators? It is hilarious. And what's more funny is women who are taking these videos serious. Like, if you pay attention to how the guys are talking in the video and their demeanor, you'll see that they're not being serious. They're being, they're being tongue in cheek. They're pretty much playing off of the soft girl era. Was it sprinkle sprinkle nonsense that this one content creator, I guess she's like a relationship coach as well. She goes around telling women to pretty much be this high demanding, high expectation type of woman that a lot of men are like, bro, like this is like unrealistic, especially in the modern day age, right? But it's crazy because I've seen some of the videos and some of the women responses are toxic as hell. They are calling these guys zesty, gay, all kind of derogatory terms, only because they are saying they want to be treated in such a good manner by a woman who is educated, has a good paying job, who has means. Just like a woman, wants to be treated well by a man. These guys want, to be want that same thing in return. But the women are going crazy. And the thing, I think that the real important thing we have to look at is this also shows that some women don't truly understand how to communicate with men, because if they did, they will be able to tell that these men are being serious, that they are pretty much trying to like poke fun at their own ideology of the whole was it the soft girl era stuff, because that's all they're doing. They're pretty much just throwing back into the women who are doing this soft girl era stuff, and they're like, okay, we're gonna put that back in your face so you can see how silly it is and how pretty much unfair it is as well. Because like let's face it, unless you come from unless you are a woman and a man that comes from use an example of like a Muslim faith background, where even in some Asian countries where gender roles are still very active in their community, whereas the woman has her role and responsibility, the man has his roles and responsibility. He makes money, he provide, she takes care of the house, she takes care of the kids. There's a shared level of responsibilities and expectations that creates a balance in that home. But those of us who aren't of a Muslim background, who aren't of a traditional Asian, even some African country backgrounds, we come from a Western society where feminism and gender equality has now become pretty much quote unquote the norm. Um, a lot of men do not see a reason on why men are still expected to uphold to traditional provider, be a provider type of frame, when women are now working in the workforce with us. You have a job, I have a job, you need a place to live, I need a place to live. Then how come we both can't just have some type of agreement and sharing in the responsibilities and giving each other gifts and show appreciation in a much more balanced way, since we both now have jobs and incomes, right? So that's really why these guys are now just making this soft guy era videos, is a way to kind of like poke fun at this, at not just the soft girl era, but just in general this whole um, nonsense of gender equality, because it's not truly gender equality. It's more as this more how am I gonna say? I'm not gonna say more control. It just seems like it makes no sense, right? There's a lot of like, it makes no sense from a man's point of view, right? Most men are okay with most men are fine with their women making money. That's not the problem. Most men are okay with their women being more educated. The problem is that the what's the point of you having all that if you still expecting your man to pay for all the bills, do this and that, then what is your accolades? What is your money going towards in the relationship? Because if it's just going towards you, then a smart man, not a desperate man, sees no need in being in a relationship with a woman like that because and as time goes on in the relationship, he's gonna feel like, bro, I'm just getting taken advantage of. I'm just pretty much subsidizing her basic cost of living. Like I pay for the house and pay for the bills and everything, while she's over here having all her money saved away to her own emergency fund, buying her own luxury stuff, and I'm still over here paying the bills, and I'm still expected to pay for the dates. I'm still expected to buy gifts. I'm still expected to save and whatnot. But this person has their own whole paycheck to themselves. That makes no sense. Who cares about your education? Who cares about your income if it's not contributing to the relationship? And that's the overall point, right? We're in modern day now. You're a modern woman, and men want to be modern. Men know it makes no sense to keep men in a traditional state when women can keep going up and up and up because then it's gonna start feeling like, bro, am I just pretty much an ATM, pretty much like a slave, right? If a man asks for anything, even asking for a meal is seen as too much to a woman. I saw a Twitter post on the other day of a woman talking about how she can't see herself making more than one meal a day, 4 days a week out the week. And the level of laziness in that post from that woman is ridiculous. Like I don't mind making. I'm a stay-at-home dad. I work from home, whatever. I take care of my daughter, homeschooler, and I make 2 or 3 meals a day throughout the week. Like 5, 6 days a week, or 7 days a week. Maybe one day of the week, we just order out, right? But if me as a man, if I'm able to make 2 or 3 meals every day for the people, for the child that I love and care about, what is so hard for a woman to at least make one meal a day for the man that she says she loves and care about, quote unquote, her king, right? And that's the whole thing is that us as men, we don't view cooking like that's not seen as like slavery or like oppression and whatnot. We That's us seeing, okay, that's her contribution. Okay, this is what, because we don't want the money don't matter. It's what are you contributing? What am I getting in return? If the man is always the one giving everything, providing everything, and you over there living your best life, let me make this clear. The average income for most men in America, most adults in America, is what 40,000 a year. Here in South Korea is less than that a year. The average income for someone. And I think we have gone so far away from being realistic and expectations of each other that we turn our nose up towards the average when the average is a majority of the people, right? It's only a small few people making above average, and as that income goes up, that number gets smaller, right? And we have people who are average themselves with above average expectations in their partners or whatnot, when not realizing if your partner is at a certain level, and especially as a man, let's be real, especially as a man, most men date down. We don't really care. We'll date a brokey. We don't have to have money, and we'll like contribute something. But women, this is his friend. Women won't date down, right? Women would date up, which is the natural order of things. But then you have women who get to a certain financial point in their lives where they pretty much um, made their own dating pool small. It's not men, it is them themselves. Because once again, men date down, we date up, we date sideways, economically, whatever. Even though some will say don't date poor. but men do. But then women, they don't normally date down. They shit now. If you make the same amount of money as them, they look down on you as well. So most of them are looking up, right? And the higher up you go, the smaller that pool gets. And that's seem like it's not rocket science to understand. So the soft guy era content is pretty much satire. It's pretty much poking fun at these standards and these ideals that women are having in the modern day dating age. Is not necessarily serious. Most men understand that hey, you have to be flexible, you have to be willing to compromise and whatnot in a relationship. Like you can't have everything. You won't get everything you want out of a relationship from somebody. That's just unrealistic. There needs to be realistic expectation and goals, and there needs to be compromises in order to have a healthy relationship. Simple as that, right? Um, same with like splitting bills or whatever, like some of the 50-50, some people do 70-30, some do 80-20, and then some people are like, no, I'm just take care of 100%. Good for you. Let me put it like this. Good for you if you have a man that pays 100% of everything. I will advise you with the way the economic times are moving, if you have a man who is willing to pay 100% everything and he's able to, don't mess that up. Make it work with them, make it happen, figure it out. Because as you see how the cost of living is going up, as you see how now a starter home average cost in America is like 300K. Here in Korea, it's similar too. For the average starting home cost is about 250 to 300K to get in, and it's not even a home. Something like where I'm at. This is what consider a starter home. This is an apartment. It's not actually a home. It's an apartment. Like cost of living is going up. Either you get used to being alone and just cool. If you want to be alone, that is perfectly fine. But if you want to be in a relationship, you need to be realistic with your expectations and work with the other person and stop demanding so much from one side and you not give something that's reasonable for the other person to keep feeling appreciative and willing to keep doing their contribution. This go both ways, man or woman. But I'm mainly talking about the men here, and you need to make sure they feel like, okay, all right, I'm getting a fair deal here. Cool, get a meal, house clean, whatnot, So that's my thing about the soft guy era, drizzle. I think they're hilarious. I love them. I like it. I love, I love that type of humor. It's funny. Ladies, stop taking this so serious. Just instead of getting angry about these videos, why don't you sit back and think about it? What are they really making? Who are they really making fun of? Oh shit, they're making fun of us. Like they sound like who do they sound like? Oh crap, they sound like us. Oh snap. Is that how we've been sounding? Oh man. And then instead of getting mad, look at it, listen, analyze, break it down, understand, and then maybe we can have a better conversation about this stuff. Because men want to compromise. We love women. You will never see us saying we don't need a woman, we don't want a woman. Even men who don't even want kids, they still do want a woman. But you'll never hear us saying, I don't need no woman, I don't need that. No, because we understand the importance of having a significant other in your life to help give it more value and this and that. And those of us who want to have kids and a family, we understand the importance of having a woman in our lives. So these type of content, like the software content, is just us poking fun at you girls and y'all nonsense and your delusion, right? We want to come to the table. We want to have a compromise. We want to talk it out. We want to figure something out where it's equitable and beneficial for everybody in the relationship. But what men are not going to do is continue to be walking mats. We're not going to continue to be walking mats. We're not going to be ATMs. We're not going to just do as you say, shut up and color for military folks. That is not how it's going to go in the future because living is getting expensive. Cost of living is going up. It is like Apple is going for $7 in some places in the world. Things is going to get harder, and we're going to need to work together to survive what's coming in the future. So that's my spiel on the soft boy era, drizzle drizzle. Guys, keep making those contact, keep, causing the ruckus amongst the spaces. I love it. And you guys have a good day.